for some reason we needed to set up down here instead of in our office. So we've got lots of table space, and I'm just ready for some kind of humongous surprise. I've anticipated these episodes in the past, these final challenges in the past, and I had no idea what to expect. I knew Jessica had a big twist up her sleeve, but I was really worried about what that would be.
Yeah, we're in a big room. I don't know what's gonna happen.
They still give you a little bit of anxiety the night before because you don't know what's gonna happen or if you're gonna finish in time. And
we're not in our typical room, so being down here makes it seem like it's going to be something crazy.
Jessica's up to something huge and I don't know what it is, so it definitely kept me on my toes.
Because we usually run into each other upstairs, but I'm a little curious to know what's going on today for the challenge.
I was excited coming to the third episode. It's not sure what to expect, but there's always a little bit of anticipation and always excitement.
I knew what the twist was gonna be, and so I was way excited.
These are not getting any easier. They're not getting any easier because they're different every time. So you never know what's gonna get thrown at you or what different thing you're gonna get to do.
All right guys, we are back for the Vinyl Countdown Challenge. And you might be wondering why you have so much space. We'll get to that in just a minute. So, usually we have a twist in the middle, but today we're gonna have our twist at the first. And this will explain why you guys have so much room. Okay, so the challenge today is the kids challenge. Kids challenge. You guys are going to be using heat transfer vinyl and t-shirts. So you guys need to, as a team, come up with your team name and your mascot. So you guys ready?
Yeah!
Okay. Go!
I think the creatives were gonna be maybe taken back a little bit, but they've all dealt with kids before, so I knew they would be fine. It might just be a little tricky getting their team all to agree on stuff.
Superior Dragons? You like that name? Okay. And the red, should we do it a deep red or a bright red? Deep.
When we were told the twist and the excitement coming in with the twist, you get a little nervous thinking about it because then you've got to design with 2 kids, but it was fun to have them help.
Should we go take a look at what we've got over there?
and then all these kids run in. Oh no, we're not gonna have enough time to do this. This is not gonna work. This ought to be interesting.
I was nervous seeing all the kids just rush out. They were super loud, super excited. But then these 2 sweet little girls came over to my side and I said, okay, I could do this.
We should choose like magical colors.
So just because it's like black or this is this, we can do whatever we want to it. So let me show you what I mean, okay? Well, we don't have to make it blue either. We could. The only saving grace in it was that not only did we receive t-shirts, but we also received some ideas that we could do with the kids. I think it would have even been harder if we just let them loose and had them choose from all of Expression's vinyl, many colors and designs. We were toying between fire-breathing dragons, but we kind of thought bad breath fire-breathing dragons would be the best move. That's a great mascot, isn't it?
Yeah.
We did kind of limit it, and that made it so much easier to help the kids make a shirt.
When we were in our planning, we were given different categories to work with, so that helped narrow it down a little bit. And the 2 boys went immediately to the dragons. They wanted bright gold and bright red and black, so it was easy.
Yeah. We've got a black gold.
Tell me what you don't like. Okay, we don't like the mermaids. So we pulled the mermaids out, and then they got looking at the other 2 and they're like, oh, no, we want the mermaids. So, okay, we're going back to the mermaids.
We're gonna do mermaids. Which mermaid are we gonna do?
We can do
sparkly blue. And then if you don't like any of them, we can change them.
They chose all their colors and they chose a lot of colors. So that was a little bit of anxiety there.
Okay, so now we gotta decide the name. Grab cream and
Given the categories, both of them were on the same page. We easily knocked out the butterflies and the mermaids, and it was just a matter of picking out what unicorn to decide on.
Yeah, since usually everybody likes pink unicorns. Yeah, we'll have a pink one. The unicorn should be like, I feel like it should be big.
Both of them had input on what colors they wanted to use, and everybody agreed that the colors that we were going to use worked well.
it was really easy for the boys that I was with to agree on something because 10-year-old boys are kind of similar. They all like stinkiness, they all like dragons, they all like video games, so we very quickly and easily bonded together as a team, and we worked really well together. This is going to be awesome.
Acid breathers.
Acid breathers?
Acid.
How about bad breath? What happened to the bad breath?
Bad breath, acid breathers. Bad breath.
Perfect. Okay. Are you guys ready? Do you guys have team names and mascots?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, you guys can now start cutting and pressing.
But they wanted to do all of it. So I'd show them how to do something just so they knew how to do it, just kind of teach them along the way. And they wanted to load it, they wanted to cut it, they wanted to weed it, and they caught on fast, so I just let them do it.
You can match up. Do you want to see what they look like? Do you want a fuzzy one? They won't let me do anything. They've got it all colored. They're coloring it all. They've got this.
Like Starla just could kick back and they were like designing and weeding and doing everything. So it was way fun to watch.
You guys are good at this, yeah?
I was cutting out the gold layer of my dragon, and it didn't mirror with everything else. And the first time it didn't cut all the way through, and then the second time it didn't mirror with everything else, so everything cut out, we got it weeded, and it was backwards. So we had to cut it out a third time.
So I'm gonna help him out a little bit. Yeah, that was hard to do.
Joanna has the cricket.
My mom has
Does she have one? Yeah. Do you get a helper?
Yeah, it's fun.
Both of them, either they have a family member, or a lot of them talked about their moms using the silhouette. Pretty much just supervised and just made sure that they were weeding out and doing what they needed to do. So it was awesome that they already had some type of knowledge about vinyl and the software and what we were doing in general.
The bottom shelf, you need 2 of those black ones.
8 inches, that'd be a pretty big dragon, so it'll be right across.
It has to be opposite for it to
Yeah, you have to do that. Got everything we need in here. We're going good.
We're going gold.
We're going gold, yeah.
Neither of the boys that I was with had ever used a silhouette machine. They'd never designed anything. So they helped me choose colors. They helped design that a little bit. They helped choose font. I was having a hard time grouping it all together, and I needed to call in some extra recruits to help me figure that out.
So now we had to delete everything.
That was a little challenging in my design.
Okay, now we're gonna throw this in the garbage can since we don't need it. Yep. What color was the inside of the ear supposed to be? That was hard to do.
We'll just turn this and
Does anybody need anything else from over there?
The cool thing was that they were aware of time, so they would ask, "Oh, like how are we doing on time?" And they looked at the clock on our computer and say, "Oh, you know, it's an hour," and just being aware of how everybody else is doing.
And then they were pro expert weeders.
So we just weeded off of the dragon and our letters.
We may have a future department full of just kids weeding because they thought it was so fun. We thought that was the perfect color for our dragons. Right there, over here.
Yeah, I think we got it all.
So far it's been easy weed. Next it will get harder weed. It's okay to just pull it right out, Rhett.
I just asked these guys what was better, weeding vinyl or weeding a garden. And he said,
Definitely
Is gonna go into that black part. Up there.
Once we got a few things cut out, they did some of the weeding and loved it.
Think you guys can do it?
Okay. I know, doesn't it? It's like dental picks.
Yeah.
But this is funner than the dentist.
Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race.
So we didn't know like how long it would take throwing the kids into the mix, but they all worked really well together. They all did it fast. I don't think we could have really gone any faster. The creative team working with their team, their kids on their team did awesome. I thought they all did great. Like they were all helping them and the kids picked it up super fast. Some of them knew how to use the program.
Can I take it off? Oh, I got it stuck. We're gonna try.
In the end, when we were finishing our team name, I made the words a little bit too big, and I had to quickly think of a way to make it all fit nicely, so we just moved around some of the words.
Working on the hair. That one. A unicorn.
And the end result was just, it came together very well.
As soon as I got theirs ready, and then we found out we had to also make a shirt, so I had to duplicate the image to make a bigger one for me. Theirs was already flipped, so I was thinking I had to flip the mermaid. I realized some of the things weren't matching up. At that point, my brain was just trying to help them and get this fixed. So I decided to lay them all out and told the girls just start cutting, weeding, and then we'll just start stacking to figure out which piece was gonna be backwards. And luckily it was just one, but we did find it before we got it all cut out, so that was good.
I need this piece. I need this sticky. Isn't that easy to weed? You know what it's called? Easy weed. Give me that one. And do this one. Do the whole skit again. Start weeding and I'm on my phone. Wow.
I want to work here. I like doing this.
Oh. This part's gonna be that light blue, so the light blue shows through. Does that make sense? Good, I got it.
So Joanne had both two boys on her team, and they came up with such a fun design, and they worked really well together too. Bonnie doesn't think that Joanne has any troubles, but Joanne's having trouble. It might make Bonnie smile a little bit.
I mirrored it originally and then I flipped back, and so I'm like, this is not the right way. This is the right direction though.
We messed up on this.
Lay that on top and see what it looks like on that.
We are doing the words. It's almost done. We're just getting the horns, so.
In the end, we actually were the last one to actually press our shirt, so they were getting a little bit anxious if we were actually going to finish or get ours done.
Everybody else is pressing theirs.
You just want to peel that outside out.
Okay, so Bonnie had two boys on her team, and they were kind of hams, and Bonnie's kind of a ham, so that was they were a fun team to watch.
There's one more. It's supposed to come off.
It's like fuzzy.
And then we'll do our next layer.
Almost done.
Look at this.
It's fuzzy.
We did have a little pile up for the heat press, but that's to be expected with only having 2 heat presses and 12 people making t-shirts for themselves, so.
Okay, and this one you gotta wait for a minute too, okay? I think they did awesome.
They picked out all the colors, they picked out the mascot and also the team name, so I just had to cut and help them put everything together.
Well, the best part was that both girls absolutely loved the unicorn that they came up with, which I was really happy. I thought they were cute, and I think it matched all 3 of us, so we were able to really like what we created.
That's very.
Nobody else in the world will have our shirts.
Yay!
I did hog the heat press a little bit, because they had, but they had so many colors, and I wanted them to kind of be a part of it too, so I didn't want them to burn, so I kind of slowed down a little bit.
Most of the weeding, they did all the designing and picked out all the colors, so I think they did really good. Kinley, you gotta help me with your shirt. Pull it down. We'll count down to 5.
So Amy, with Amy's group, they all worked super good together and they came up with the cutest name. I loved their name. It like worked so well with their little group.
You have 2 separate pieces and then you have to stick the one piece and then you have to match it up. It's hard. We're almost done and it's just so funny.
And then when we iron it on your shirt, you want it to be frontward, not backwards, like you're looking in a mirror. Oh, Hudson, I really like that. That's gonna look awesome.
It's the final countdown.
Yeah! Put on your now. Now take this and push it down. This part is not hot, so don't touch this part.
There were no arguments. That's what I was worried about. Not arguments, but just, I want this, oh, I want this. One plans on wearing it to school every day, one every other day, so they were excited about it.
Or the bad breath acid breathers. Because bad breath is funny.
Bad breath is funny, and if you're blowing out fire, you probably have bad breath.
We are the superior dragon. Because we chose the Chinese dragon and it's superior. Glitzy mermaids. Why are we glitzy? Because we like the sparkle. Because we like the sparkle. We're glitzy.
Our name is the Pal Unicorns, and why is the Pal Unicorns is because Paya, Amy, and Lily, P-A-L. And we came up with it. Unicorns are usually pals.
That was a really fun challenge. I really liked working with the kids. That's right up my alley, is just hanging out with the kids, and I thought that that was really fun. I think the kids enjoyed it, and I learned something new. Hopefully everybody did.
Thank you guys so much for coming to this and doing it. It was such a fun day. You can come back